I took all 678 playable teams in FIFA 23 and put them in a tournament to find out which team can win it all. Since it is currently March, I decided to do it March Madness style. What that means is that there is no random draw and every team is seeded going into the tournament. The actual system for seeding the teams in March Madness is quite complicated and frankly hard to apply to football. For that reason, the teams in this tournament are seeded based on one single criteria, which is their overall rating. The normal March Madness tournament bracket looks something like this. Since we have 10 times the amount of teams, we need something a little bigger. This is the bracket we will be using. Wait, no, sorry. Wait, let me just... Okay, yeah, here we go. That's better. As you can see, some of the spots don't have a team name. Instead, they have something like winner of preliminary 166, or 38, or 39. That is because this table only fits 512 teams. Since we have 678, we need to get rid of 166 teams. Instead of blindly choosing who gets to participate, I wanted to give everybody a chance, which is why the bottom 332 teams are playing a preliminary game to get into the bracket. These are all the preliminary matchups. While you watch this time lapse of me simming the prelim games, let me explain some of the rules of the tournament. Every single game is single elimination, so if two teams tie, they go to overtime and then penalties till we have exactly one winner. This means no second leg comebacks, no away goals advantage, no nothing. You lose, you're out. Simple as that. This format is unforgiving. You have to play every game like it's your last. For bigger teams, it's just all about not crumbling under the pressure and avoiding slipping up against weaker teams. For smaller teams, it's about defying the odds, taking down giants, and going on miraculous runs. I did an experiment recently where I simulated the current season 40 times with Manchester City. In that experiment, they lost to a League 2 team 6 times. Anything is possible, and nothing is given. The only thing we know for sure is whoever wants to be crowned champion needs to play the best 9 games of their lives. Since it is still FIFA, there are of course going to be problems. Apart from the Argentinian teams, you can't actually pick any of the CONMEBOL teams to go against non-CONMEBOL teams. Interestingly, however, if you pick the option to randomize the teams in the tournament, sometimes you can get those teams. This just demonstrates that while the CONMEBOL teams are in the team pool where they take the randomized teams, the game developers haven't actually gone through the effort to make it so you can actually pick them. Because of this, anytime one of those teams popped up, they had to forfeit and give the opponents a 3-0 win. Our featured game for this episode is Wrexham vs Nîmes Olympique. Even though their seed doesn't quite reflect it, Wrexham is perhaps the biggest underdog in the whole tournament as they play in the National League, the 5th tier of their country. Their opponents, Nîmes, currently play in League 2, the 2nd tier of French football. Their biggest accomplishments as a team is finishing runners-up in League 1 a couple of times. However, all of those accomplishments happened more than 50 years ago. Maybe this tournament will be their next big win. We shall see. The game got off to a fast start for Wrexham, as Lee slices through the opposing defense like a hot knife through butter. However, as he tried to set up the ball for his right foot, the defenders made it all the way back and took the ball from him. In the 7th minute, Mullen plays a fantastic through ball to Palmer, who gets through one-on-one with the keeper and capitalizes on it to make the score 1-0. I'm not sure if Wrexham actually knows that they're the underdog, because they're definitely not playing like one right now. Let's look at that nice through ball again. Could not have drawn it up any better. Wrexham continued their strong attacking play as Lee plays Mullen through in the 18th minute. The shot, however, was not a good one as it goes wide of the post. That seemed to have woken Nîmes up as they started to piece together some attacks of their own. In the 33rd minute, Benazet manages to cross it to Chukunte, who hits it first time on the volley, but the defender gets in the way and the ball goes out for a corner. They decided to play the corner short to Said, who then gets fouled and earns his team a free kick from a dangerous position. Palmer manages to clear the cross, but not far enough, as Nîmes get the ball back and work it to Chukunte, who gets a wide open shot in front of goal. Howard, the goalkeeper, makes a terrific save to keep his team up front. The French team continued their strong attacking play, and in the 45th minute, Gasson finds Chikunte with a well-timed pass, and this time Chikunte puts it away confidently. The teams went into halftime all tied up, but both teams are looking pretty dangerous. In the second half, Wrexham start fast again as O'Connor and Mullin play a lovely 1-2 to get a wide open shot off. The keeper makes a great save, however, to keep the game tied up. In the 60th minute, Chikunte finds a wide open Benezet near the 6-yard box, but again, a great block by the defender. The French team keep putting on the pressure as 2 minutes later, Chikunte tries a long shot from just outside the box. It goes barely over the goal, however, and we are still level. In the 76th minute, Palmer and Connor link up for some quick passes, and Connor could have gone through on goal, but Palmer decides to take the shot from afar and misses quite badly. Palmer manages to redeem himself 5 minutes later when Young plays him through on goal with another inch-perfect pass, and this time Palmer doesn't miss. That makes it 2 for him in this game. In the 88th minute, Palmer is involved again as he gets through on goal, but gets tackled from behind by the defender. Quite lucky to get away with only a yellow in that situation, as Palmer was clearly through on goal. Wrexham decide to play a pass from the free kick as Ford lays it off to Mullin, who releases an absolute screamer from way beyond the box. The fans are all jumpy with joy as their team makes it through the round of 512. Now that we have simulated all the games, this is what the bracket now looks like. Some very interesting matchups coming up and so much potential for an upset. Next episode will be round of 512. That is where the journey really begins.